Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran. I hereby declare meeting number 317 in session. Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. So we are having a lean attendance today. Let's make this meeting a vibrant one. Before proceeding further, we have one guest today, Mr. Kevin. I would request Mr. Kevin to do a small introduction.
Sure, thank you. Good evening all. I'm Kevin C. Cherian. I'm from Ernakulam. Here I'm working for HydroPro Trading Services. Actually, I have attended a meeting before once, and a month back. And yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here again.
Kevin, you may please tell which college you were studying and which.
I studied from engineering in SRM University, Chennai, in 2017 pass out.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Welcome to KEEN4 Toastmasters meeting. Just for your information, Toastmaster International is a non-profit educational organization that operates clubs worldwide for the purpose of promoting communication, public speaking, and leadership. It was founded by Ralphie C. Smedley at Santa Ana, California, 97 years ago on 22nd October 1924. There were 364,000 members as of 2020 through 16,200 clubs. So once again, I welcome you to KEEN4 Toastmasters meeting. VP, apologies. It doesn't make sense to ask any apologies, but still.
Quite a lot of apologies today. A lot of our members are either not in Bahrain or haven't been able to attend the meeting today. We've got apologies from Toastmaster Tiji. We've got apologies from our secretary, Toastmaster Jayashree, Toastmaster Haridas, and I'll apologize. Let me just confirm. From Toastmaster Mrinal. Pranav, do you have any apologies on you?
Not really, VP Education.
Toastmaster Kiran has also apologized. And Arun Sheeti, Toastmaster Arun Sheeti, is also traveling from Oman back to Bahrain today, so he also said you probably won't get. Yep, that's very much it. And Toastmaster Steffi too. She was planning to attend, but at the last moment she had a cough and couldn't make it. Yeah.
All right, VP. So is there any changes to the agenda now? Timer?
No, so I've just posted the agenda again in chat, and the timer in the initial agenda, it was a mistake. I was supposed to be Pranav, but I put it as Deepak KP. I've made the changes and it's been republished. Could someone please?
The timer will be Pranav.
Pranav, yes.
All right. There will be a small change, like the presidential address, since I'm taking up the role of TMOD as well. So I'm just clubbing it, the introduction of theme as well as the presidential speech. Someone can adopt the agenda? Sorry, propose the agenda?
I propose.
Okay.
Second?
Then I second.
All right.
Thank you.
So, the art of gifting. It was 39th birthday of my wife. Obviously a special one because it's her last birthday in her 30s. And I had to gift her something equally special. But there was only one problem. I didn't know what to gift her. It seemed she had everything that she could want or more. Some of you might object that no woman ever had sufficient clothes, shoes, or bags. And I agree that my wife is forever short of them. But gifting any of those wouldn't be special, would it? Also, in the likely scenario, she may not like the color, size, and exchanging it would be on the special day. It's going to be real bad on a special day. So finding the right gift was always been a challenge for me. And most people, I think so. It's the same case. I have spent countless hours searching in the online stores only to come to a conclusion that they are just not the right places. It's okay to browse them if you have to gift a coworker or your colleague or a friend, but absolutely not okay for someone special. I also read a book about giftology. If you're planning to do, don't buy that. The only gifting idea I found in that book was cutlery with names engraved on it. Thankfully, after all these years, I have turned a little wise on the art of gifting. I'm willing to share my wisdom with you free of cost. In fact, a great gifting idea I have stumbled upon is the gift of wisdom. Too often, people crave to learn things they are passionate about, but reserve it for some distant future when the timing would be just perfect. Unfortunately, that perfect time never comes. Help them to learn something new. Gifting learning classes is not just something unusual, but also thoughtful. A Toastmasters membership also fits this category perfectly. So do you have someone who loves meeting new people, or just have to do a lot of presentations? Give them our club membership on next birthday. On that note, let me tell you how our meeting works. Every Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speech, where the members prepare a speech in advance, get it mentored, and deliver the same in the meeting. The second part is the impromptu section, where anyone, including the guest, can participate. Finally, the third is the most important evaluation section, where we all will learn how to improve ourselves. KEEN4 Toastmasters Club started in the year 2008 as DTM, Wilson K. Lasser as the club sponsor. As we are proceeding to the other, there are some role players to support me. Since I'm actually the TMOD should be introduced by the president, since I'm taking up the role, I don't think an introduction is required here. So we'll directly move into the introduction of the role players. So the first role player is our counter. He's one of the senior Toastmaster in the club, worked long years with a company in Bahrain, which has presented
I think he froze.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
Even I thought it was me, I guess.
Let me just give him a call.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Vinesh,
Yeah.
you're back?
oh,
Yeah, I think you froze in between. Yeah, it's cool now.
was that introduction clear about our counter, or still?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Partly.
maybe you
froze in
can
between
do
now.
it again. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So let me introduce the counter. He is one of the senior Toastmasters with the club, worked long years with a company in Bahrain, which has presented most Toastmasters to this club, MCSE. Currently, he is working with BAPCO as field engineer. Please welcome Toastmaster GB Alex to explain the role of our counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as an accounter is to carry out the number of unnecessary sounds and repetitive words you may use during the prepared speeches as well as the normal roles. I'll be observing and taking note of words such as you know, like, etc. These are filler words that can affect the effectiveness of the speeches. The idea is to notify the speaker so that he can give more attention for the future speeches. I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster GB, for that meticulous explanation of our counter role. The next role player is grammarian. Our grammarian is taking a double role today as listener as well. No wonder he's having double membership in Toastmasters. One in KEEN4. This level
I guess this happens only when he give an introduction about somebody.
It seems that way, yeah.
He's back. He's back.
I don't know why. Sorry.
We figured out a reason, sir.
Normally this place should not have any problem, but I don't know why, what happened today. So that introduction was stuck, or give me a minute. I will just change the location. Sorry again, Toast.
Welcome, Jiku. Glad you could join us.
Am I audible?
Yes.
VP, that grammarian introduction was not clear.
You froze in between the introduction again. I think it's only the introduction that's the problem.
Please welcome Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran as grammarian and listener.
Thank you, TMOD/president. As for the benefits of the guest, let me introduce the role. First, I'll introduce what a grammarian does and then proceed to say what a listener does. As a grammarian, it's my role or responsibility to pay close attention to the speakers as well as other role players in the meeting. And what I'll take notice of any misuse of English language or any outstanding usage as well. And in addition to that, I'll also introduce a word of the day. Today, the word of the day is dexterous. Dexterous means skillful or mentally adroit. It's to say it's clever, a person is artful, skillful. For example, surgeon. A surgeon is dexterous. And if a person is equally good with both hands, you call them ambidextrous. So he's skillful with either hand. So that's the meaning of the word dexterous. And you could use that in the Toastmasters context as well to say a speaker is dexterous, he's a skillful speaker, and so on. So that's the word of the day. I'd urge all of you to use the word of the day as much as possible during the session. I'll take count of how many times each person has used the word of the day tonight, in addition to looking at or carefully noticing the usage of our English language. My second role is as a listener. And as a listener, what I'll be doing is I'll take note of any interesting or catchy phrases or incidents that you talk about, and I'll ask questions during the end of the meeting just to see if you were paying attention. So if you are able to answer the question that I've asked, then you'll be paying attention. But that's pretty much what it is. I hope my rules are clear, and if there are any doubts, you can ask. Back to Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran, for that accurate explanation. Before going into inviting the next role player, there is one more guest today. I would like to invite our guest, Mr. Jiku John, to do a small introduction about yourself.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Am I audible?
Yes, Jiku.
Yeah, hi. My name is Jiku. I'm from Cochin. I'm working with Honeywell here in Bahrain. And I've attended the XCOM last Friday. And yeah.
Well, thank you, Jiku, and welcome to KEEN4 Toastmasters Club meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now it's time to introduce the timer for today's meeting. The timer for tonight is our VP membership. He is the most eligible bachelor in our club. He's working with SAA Traders as sales engineer. Please welcome Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan to explain the role of timer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most invited guests. As a timer, I'll be noting down, I'll be keeping an eye out on the proceedings throughout the meetings. We have 2 prepared speeches for which the timing allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5th minute, once the speaker completes the 5th minute of his speech, I'll be changing my background to green as a first indicator. And at 6th minute, which will be shifted to amber, as you can see on the background. And at 7th minute, it will be changed to red. So this is the timing cards. Instead of timing cards, this is the way I'll be noticing the speakers that allotted time has been reached towards the end. And we have a table topic session as well for today. Yes, we have table topic session for which each speaker is allotted to have a time of 2 minutes. The backgrounds will be changed at an interval starting from 1 minute will be green, 1 minute 30 seconds will be changed to amber, and at 2 minutes it will be changed to red. We also have 2 evaluators present for the prepared speeches, for which the timing allotted is 3 minutes. So the interval at which the virtual background will be changing in such a way that at 2 minutes it will be green as a first indication to the speaker. 2 minutes 30 seconds it will be changed to amber, and at 3rd minute it will be changed to red. Whenever the red turns on, it keeps on the virtual background till the speaker finishes his speech. And every speaker is allowed to have a 30 seconds grace period, which means if 7 minutes is the maximum allotted time, he is allowed to have a 7 minute 30 seconds. And whoever speaks 30 minutes seconds lesser than the minimum allotted time or 30 seconds more than the maximum allotted time will be disqualified from the respective session, because all of these are awarded as a competent speakers. I think that's pretty much summarizes my role. I guess I'm clear. Over to you, the President and the Master of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan, for a crisp introduction of timer's role. The next role player is General Evaluator. He's a senior Toastmaster working with Telecom Regulatory Authority. If you are a member of KEEN4 debate group, further introduction may not be required about his phenomenal language skills and whopping knowledge about socio-political arena. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Bala to brief the role of General Evaluator.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a very warm good evening to one and all. Today, the purpose of me being a general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting, during the meeting, and during the final hours of the meeting. I'll take notes on everything that happens and that does not happen. I'll try to evaluate everything with an intention of providing positive criticism, being dexterous, at the same time to see how much of improvisations we bring in towards the dexterity of the club. So at the end, when called upon, I shall give my report back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for a precise note on G roll. So Toastmasters and guests, now we are moving to the first section of today's meeting, the prepared speech, part of education session. We have two speeches today. Before introducing the first speaker, I would like to introduce the evaluator for the first speech. He is our past president of the club, a champion speaker, a triple crown holder of the club. He has also participated in the contest in the club and area level in the very first year of joining this club. He's a planning engineer working with MCSE. Please welcome Toastmaster Deepak KP as the evaluator for the first speech and request him to read out the project objectives. Toastmaster Deepak.
Yeah. I'm audible?
Yes, Deepak.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the delay. Today, my speaker, Mr. Surendran, is attending the project speech from level 3, project number 3. And the statement, the purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. So let us, I'm asking all of us know our speaker today is a very prominent speaker, and we are looking forward to have a very humorous speech today. So that's about the purpose of the speech, and over to the Toastmaster Day for the presenting the speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak KP. Our first speaker tonight is an energetic Toastmaster and Triple E graduate from NSS Palakkad and working with Ahmad Baid Electricals as Lighting Division Manager. He was our past VPPR and done a newsletter with Dexterity. He is doing his Pathways Level 3 Project 3 and speech title is Bhakta Hanuman. Please welcome Toastmaster Surendran.
Am I audible or visible? Yeah. Ma'am, can I submit this record? I asked my class teacher. Surendran, what is this? Are you acting in the drama, the Bhakta Hanuman? She replied, with a smile, because by this action resembled the Bhakta Hanuman carrying the Marutvamala. The whole staff room guffawed on that remark. Hello, Toastmaster of the day, most distinguished guests, warm good evening to you all. My above predicaments unfolded during the high school studies. I studied in a normal government school. Even though I studied in the English section of that school, English was rarely used as the mode of communication. So our class teacher decided to make us speak in English. She also imposed a small fine for those who speak in Malayalam or any other language. The result was amazing. Everybody stopped talking to each other. Most of our class became silent. One fine morning, she came early to the class, in the early morning. My friends said like that. Ma'am, file? What? Fire? Oh! He started taking his book, her book and started running. No, ma'am, not fire. Fire. You fire, your fire dropped. Oh my God. Don't speak English in this class in this way. She replied, she wrote with a merry smile on her face. Anyhow, she had to withdraw her decision to make us speak English. It was during my 8th standard. Cricket was running through my veins along with my blood. We played cricket whenever we got time. Small intervals, afternoon session, everything. One fine day, my friend's most powerful sixer broken the roof of school. From that day, the principal put a ban on playing cricket inside the school compound. He really nailed us. He nailed our heart. But we didn't stay and move. We started playing cricket inside the classroom. The bats made from the broken desk and benches. One fine morning, we decided to conduct a Sharjah Cup inside our classroom. But that day, I had to do some homework, so I decided not to play. But the problem for my friends was, they don't have the ball to play. So we decided to put share and buy a ball. I contributed a big amount of 2 rupees to them. So I have more authority on the ball. I can take the ball home and play whenever I like. Yeah! They started playing. Somehow, again, another sixer hit one of my studious girl's head. She went to principal and she complained about our secret match. So principal called everybody. My God, I just escaped. I didn't play cricket today. Thank God. Yeah, Surendran, principal is calling you also. So I just walked, thinking, why I'm calling? I see my friends standing in the corner. Undoubtedly, everybody has got at least one beat from the principal. I read from their face. My most dexterous batsman in our team told, "Sir, I didn't get batting today. But hey, I heard a sound from the backside. Another canning for him. Likewise, I heard several cannings. Pate. To my surprise, I got outside pate. What is this? While returning back to the class, I thought, why I got this pate? And my friend only told, it is that big amount, 2 rupees. Invited the canning from the principal. But our most humorous and supporting principal understood our interest in the cricket, and she made arrangement to clean a ground nearby the school and let us allowed to play cricket. Many of the people in our school are playing for the district team as well nowadays. Toastmasters, from the about two incidents, and you must understand that humor plays a vital role in catching the people's attention. This is the most easiest way to get in touch with the people. Many of you are masters in it, but people like me need more preparation than that. So Toastmasters, try your best to develop your skills to have a humorous, to become a humorous person, to make the people laugh. This is a very important thing in the world. The smile is a very important thing in the world. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, that was indeed a hilarious speech, I would say. VP, we should give 30 seconds time for everyone to send their personal opinion to the speaker. Now, 30 minutes silence for all the members can write personally to the speaker. So we are ready to move on to our second speech. The evaluator for the second speech is our club sponsor. He's a real inspiration to all Toastmasters who always working hard to keep the spirit of Toastmaster. He is a senior operation manager with MCSE. Please welcome DTM Wilson Kilasar to read out the objective for speech 2.
Thank you. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest and my speaker, Toastmaster Terrell Thomas in particular. A very good evening to one and all. Today my speaker is attempting his speech, the project speech, which has a special objective basically. According to manual, he has already delivered a speech with the same objectives, and the purpose of or the objectives of this speech is to obtain the feedback from the evaluation on the previously presented speech, then incorporate those feedback and present it again. So the topic can be different, but he has to demonstrate it on any topic. But the main criteria when it is done on second time is to incorporate the feedback from the evaluator who assessed the speech last time. He presented the speech on in our last meeting, and at the very next meeting he is attempting in the second session. Formally, I would read the objectives. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And that is what he is delivering today. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. So I wish all the best to Toastmaster Terrell to present today's speech. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Wilson, for briefing the project objectives. Toastmasters, I would request you all give more attention to the speaker. This speaker is nicknamed as Terrific Toastmaster, who mesmerizes the audience with exuberant and poignant speeches. He is working for his family-owned contracting company. He loves to read and being active in Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Terrell is doing his project speech Level 1, Project 2 in Pathways. The speech title is The Undiplomatic Groom. The Undiplomatic Groom by Toastmaster Terrell Thomas.
You can hear me? First impressions are the most lasting. Well, you have heard more or less on the same line in your life, that we got to make the first impression in front of your guests, friends, relatives, and also during an interview to bag that coveted job. After all, time and tide waits for none. And if you don't assert your position in the first wave of opportunity, you might be left stranded in the ocean of mediocrity. I remember when I was 4 years old, the bishop from Kerala came to visit a fraternity. He was moving around, shaking hands with everyone. When my dad came strictly and told me, Terrell, shake hands and say, praise the Lord. As the bishop moved from one person to another, my heart was bubbling with nervousness. And I ended up saying, shake the Lord. But is the first impression really as pivotal, as utilitarian, and as game-changing as the world says? Well, I have a story to narrate. Respected TMOD, guest, and fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Back in 2009, I was given the difficult task of accompanying my cousin to see girls for his marriage. Ask me why it was a difficult task. Well, to be frank, he lacked the diplomatic niceties, common sense, and social speaking skills that would be expected of a prospective groom. He asked his 22nd girl whether her long hair was a wig. He asked his 45th girl's sister whether she would also be contented to be passionless and devoid of talent, just like her sister. Hence, the shameful position of wig man was shamelessly assigned to me, and we were heading to the 78th girl for my cousin. Since my cousin was not one of those refined metrosexuals, he had not decked up for the occasion, and he wore a simple cotton shirt and a Narden mundal, whereas me, on the contrary, was wearing a Louis Philippe shirt and trousers with Armani perfume. For sure, I knew the girl's mother would say, we don't want him, they would want me. We arrived at the appointed time sharp at 10, but the girl only managed to come at 10:15. You are late, my cousin said, to which my mother, her mother gave an irritated look. The girl served the tea with subdued modesty and was genial towards me and my cousin. Then my cousin lit a cigarette and he said to the girl, let me tell you a bit about myself. As you can see, I smoke a lot. I drink regularly too, around 6 large pegs of rum daily. Saint Remy, to be specific. My career prospects in the Gulf are not very bright. Your father is a big shot in the army, so you may be used to the comforts and the facilities of army life. But in the Gulf, you get nothing. No servants, no transport, no proper housing, nothing at all. As you can see, I'm not a rich man. I have not got a bank balance. And I don't think so we'll be able to afford a house nor a luxury car. You might have to live in a temporary shanty. Oh my God. The mother gave me a look as if trying to ask me, what kind of a creature have you brought to see my daughter? The girl asked, how about changing the firm that gives you a decent housing and a mode of transport included in your salary package? I was happy to see that the girl was dexterous. You're very intelligent and highly qualified, and all your good qualities are listed in your matrimonial profile, my cousin said. But I want to know one thing. I want an honest answer. What are your faults? Your bad qualities, your weakness, my cousin asked the girl. Well, the girl started, I cannot cook. But her mother gave her a stern look and the girl stopped speaking. Suddenly, her mother interrupted the conversation by saying, "We have to go somewhere." And she brought the interview to a stop. In the evening, the girl's mother made a Skype call to her army husband, and she said, "What a terrible boy my cousin was. He is himself saying that he drinks and smokes and all. Who will give him a girl?" And she told him each and everything. The brigadier father asked, "Did the boy say all that?" "Yes," the mother said, "the boy hasn't given us one reason why we should get our daughter married to him." The brigadier replied, "Maybe that is the very reason why we should get our daughter married to him." The father met my cousin. They liked each other, and the girl, my cousin, got married. The girl was expecting the worst, but after marriage, the girl noticed the following improvements in my cousin. He did not drink 6 pecks every evening. It was around 3 to 4. He did not smoke much too. She had been expecting to stay in a very bad accommodation, but over time, he was able to climb up the job ladder and was able to live in a house which was acceptable even to my cousin sister. My cousin sister realized that though he was not an angel by any standards, her husband was not all that bad. Much later, when she had given up all hope, her husband suddenly gave up drinking and smoking one day. So my Toastmasters, you must have heard the saying, first impression is the best impression, or the first impressions are the most lasting. But I say, worst impressions is the best impression. You know why? Because if you give the best impression during your first meeting with someone, then you have to live up to the image you have created. At your very first meeting, if you try and impress someone with your best side, you have projected your best image, and thus you have no scope for improvement. In fact, you will get all stressed out, keeping up appearances, trying to live up to the hyped up expectation you have created in the other person. And slowly, the veneer will start peeling off. And the goody-goody facade will one day crumble like a deck of cards. So my Toastmaster, my message for tonight through this speech is, be true to yourself and be your true person, because that's how the world will accept you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
A big round of applause to Toastmaster Terrell Thomas. Hope the bachelors out here has learned a lesson. Toastmaster Pranav and Kevin, hope you have listened to that speech very carefully.
Sure, I'm glad that at least I have a company in Kevin.
Very good. So let's observe 30 seconds of silence so that you can write personally to the speaker about your suggestion or opinions. Time is up. Coming back to our theme, I was talking about the art of gifting. So another great gifting idea that delights the recipients every time is a goodie bag of several small stuffs they love with a theme. Let's say you are giving a gift to a car enthusiast. His small goodie bag may include a beautiful steering cover, a car charger, a cool dashboard figures, car vacuum, and of course, a keychain. Let's say your special person loves to stay fit, so gift her a duffel bag with a yoga mat, running shoes, great sportswear, and a water bottle may just be the perfect goodie bag for her. The great thing about this idea is that while one big expensive gift may or may not delight someone, smaller but thoughtful ones always do. It's time now for the smaller speaking slots. the table topic session. I have taken that role today. So again, there is no introduction. Table topics is an impromptu speech where maybe you'll be having butterflies in your stomach, adrenaline rising, birds flying around your temple. But even though all are related to table topics, but don't worry, if you have to dream of becoming a good speaker, you can do it very well. VP, I would like to share a screen.
Go ahead, you'll be able to.
Okay. Is the screen changing? All right.
It's blank though.
Yeah, that's fine. I kept it as blank for trial. So the first topic, suppose it's your birthday and your close friend will give you a gift. There are three options and I will show you those three options and you have to tell which one you are going to prefer and why. I would like to ask this to Toastmaster Rajendran.
What are my choices?
These are your choices. A shirt, a walking shoe, and a watch.
But I think you said the books, right? No?
No.
Okay.
You can see this screen?
Yeah, I can see the t-shirt, walking shoes.
And a watch. So you have three options.
Yes. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. A very good evening to you all, Toastmasters, table topic master. I think as it is, my dexterity is little compromised due to some slight indisposition, but still, even in this instance, I think I would go in for the middle one, that is running shoes. Because a t-shirt is something you might as well do away with. You have other options. And a watch also nowadays, since you have the all-consuming, the ubiquitous smartphones, it may not be really imperative to use that. Whereas with a good pair of running shoes, I think it will take me around. That is the main thing. It will, see, it is like a spark, no? Sometimes, see, sometimes in this present pandemic days, you are lazy, you are closeted within the four walls of the room. And you don't tend to get moving around outside much. So a pair of lovely, good shoes like this will be a temptation to get into it and move outside. And maybe you can have a jog, go around. And, you know, research, social research these days says that at least 20 minutes a day, you should be directly in touch with the nature. That means you should look at the sun, you should look at the flowers, the sea, whatever is around you. And you must be cautiously, mindfully, that mindfulness should be there. You should be mindfully in touch with the nature. So I think this pair of shoes will be a good, good encouragement. I mean, it will be a kind of, it will goad you to get to the street and just going around and you can establish that link with nature. Not just that, you will also be physically fit. So I think I can't see the screen, the timing screen. Anyway, I think with this, I close my remarks. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajendran.
Vinesh, incidentally, I couldn't see the timing, that flag.
Maybe because I think you have to pin that timers.
Oh, probably
screen,
that's
sir.
why I was not, I was wondering whether,
Okay.
Anyway, yes.
Before going to the next topic, see, all the members are having double roles or at least one role pair. So I may have to ask to the all members. But I may request or I may ask our guest, Jiku John, you'd like to answer the next one? Okay, I'll go to the topic first. You are giving two options to your spouse as her birthday gift. Which one she is going to choose and why? So you are going to give a birthday gift to your wife and you are giving two options. So you have to tell me which one she is going to choose and why. So one is a vacation to Miami Beach and second one is diamond set. Jiku, are you willing to attend this?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, Jiku.
Yeah. So without a doubt, she's going to choose the Miami Beach because she is too much into adventure, beaches, and she is dexterous and she loves all kind of water sports, parasailing, and into that. So without a doubt, I'm sure she's going to choose that. And being in the being locked up for over an year, and anyone would prefer to go out. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be Miami Beach.
That's great. Jiku, a big round of applause to Jiku John. So next, I will show a picture. Suppose that picture or the card is given by your 5-year-old kid. So when you are getting that card, what will be your reaction? I would like to ask this to Toastmaster GB.
Hello, yeah. Can I repeat the question?
Toastmaster GB, your 5-year-old child is giving you this as a gift to you. So what will be your reaction once you get it?
Toastmaster, table topic master, and other Toastmasters. Good evening once again.
Good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, what happens when our kids they started making the picture or the drawing first on the wall, our walls actually. So they will start with the like 0, then the standing line, then the sleeping line. So slowly you can see it is like a modern art. You can see on the wall. So that is in the, maybe you can say between 2 and 3. So when they become 5, yes, the parents, we always encourage them to make the drawing, make the picture on a paper to save. During the age of 5, this drawing, we can say he can have a future for the drawing. So we should encourage them and we should select or we should send them to a teacher, drawing teacher, so that they can improve. Because without a teacher, if they make this drawing, we should appreciate them. So I should have take a step to send them for a drawing teacher and encourage them to continue to draw more pictures. That's all. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster GB. Kevin, you would like to attempt in the next one?
Yes, sure.
All right. So again, it's your birthday is coming and your friend wanted to give you something and there are 3 options. So this will be a kind of testing for you as well. So be careful. So you have to tell me out of the options, which one you are going to choose and why. So here are your options. Oh, sorry, this one. Kevin, I hope you are aware of these things.
Yeah, very much.
All right, go on, please.
Disclaimer. Okay, first I'll give out a disclaimer that drinking and smoking is harmful for injurious to life. And yeah, as of now, I cannot say, well, I would advise I would not choose any. Or consume a little at least, just for the sake of it, like birthday. But yeah, that's all I can say right now. Thank you.
All right. It was a good attempt. Kevin, you started with a disclaimer. Appreciate that.
Definitely.
So next is, anyone can attempt this one. Your spouse is giving you a spa voucher as your birthday gift. What will be your thoughts or reaction about that? Your spouse is giving you a spa voucher. So what will be your thoughts and reaction about it? It's open to all. If no one is taking, I may request DTM Wilson Kela sir.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest. Very good evening once again. In fact, such opportunities comes very rarely that spouse is gifting a spa voucher. The only demand I would put forward is I should be allowed to go alone to the spa center, because the privacy we get these days is very limited. And whatever may be your age, you need some some sort of privacy, something to be attempted in a separate private way. Nobody's at home, so I can't tell anything today. So my point is, I would be very happy. And as far as gift is concerned, I think whatever gift our table topic master presented today, this is the best one, I would say. So thank you for proposing that particular gift to the right person. And over to table topic master.
Thank you, DTM Wilson. Please note that this meeting is recorded, so your table topic section is also recorded. Thank you once again, all Toastmaster table topics participants, especially the guest. You have done it very well. A big round of applause to each and every participant. With this, I conclude the table topic section. It's time for some business talk. Quickly go through our business section. For guests, for your information, business section is about the activities carried out by each club officers. So we'll be providing our report. So first, I would request VP Education, Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran.
Good evening, everyone, once again. We've had a previous ExCom meeting. We discussed about our DCP goals or achievements, trying to get each of our members to achieve the goals assigned for the year. Most of you have already been communicated with your targets for the year, and we should be moving on a steady pace on getting those targets aligned. What I would additionally ask is that this meeting, I think, has been an exception where we had very lean number of members. But at least from the next meeting onwards, I'd appreciate if you would come forward in taking up the roles in advance so that there wouldn't be a hassle in finalizing the agenda towards the last minutes. If there is anyone who wants to volunteer for the next meeting, any role for the next meeting, please put up your hands and I'll slot you up already. That's it. Now it's you, President.
Just to add that, VP Toastmasters, if you are not taking up the roles, the next meeting will also be boring by hearing my voice starting from the beginning to end as President, TMOD, TT Master, and so on. Thank you, VP, for bringing up that topic. Now I may request VP membership, Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan.
Good evening, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, as well as the guests. We had our ExCom meeting, as PP Education has mentioned. We had our ExCom meeting on last Friday. As a membership drive program, we had some of the prospective members. We were expecting at least 5, but we had incidentally the members who are, the guests who are present here today in our meeting were present in on Friday as well. And DTM Wilson had we all together had a chat with them, and especially DTM Wilson explained to them about the Toastmasters program, what is Toastmasters at all, and what are its benefits, and how the benefits can be achieved, and how you can improve yourself being a better listener, better speaker, and better communicator. I guess we did it, even if it was a small effort, we did the right part, and we can see the guests are here, and we will be conducting more of this session based on the availability of the prospective members as long as they identified very soon. And we hope to achieve our DCP goals as discussed in ExCom to get at least 8 new members and get the awards for that. Over to you, the President.
Thank you, VP membership. Our 3 office bearers, Secretary, Surgeon at Arms, and VPPR is not available in today's meeting. So I may request our Treasurer, Toastmaster Bala.
Thank you, President. Once again, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening to one and all. From the point of a treasurer, special thanks to whatever situation we are in. The number-wise, we are pretty good. And in fact, we just received the confirmation from the area director that we were one of the first clubs to actually get all the members within the range to have renewed. So that's a plus point to everyone. Special thanks to ExCom, and special thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you for confirming back regarding the memberships. I appreciate it. Currently, we have paid the membership until 31st of March 2022. So originally, I thought I will send the same WhatsApp text messages to everyone saying like, please make the payment. But I guess last week, because I being a lazy guy, the laziness in me is so dexterous that it gave me an idea. Why don't I send an email to everyone with the details? And I was just finalizing the piece of it. So probably each and every one of you will receive an email with a small text box saying these are the invoices pending. Please pay as quick as possible, which will include the payment details, the payment conditions, etc. So once again, I just want to say thank you very much for being there. And thank you very much for all the renewals. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. Toastmasters, just once again, as VP has bring in that topic, we EXCOM, especially VP, is trying hard to bring the Toastmasters into the meeting. I request each and every member to attend the meetings, take up roles, and also speak to fellow Toastmasters to attend the meetings. So let's decide to ourselves to be dexterous Toastmasters. So is there any other topic to be discussed? VP membership?
If I may,
Yeah,
we
please.
were discussing with the area director regarding the dates for our club contest.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just put it out there. We were proposing to have the club contest done in November, probably the second meeting in November is what we're planning for. If there are any concerns, please let us know. If there are any other options, or if you consider there is any other choices you have specifically, just let me know so we can take it into consideration before we finalize the dates and go for the judges.
All right. Thank you, VP Education. So since there is no further things to be discussed in this session, so
President,
yeah.
I would like to make one comment.
Yes, please,
Yeah,
Toastmaster.
going by the history of KEEN4 Toastmasters, it's mainly for humorous speech and international speech, where we find more contestants difficult to get. So the process has to be started, I believe, from tonight itself to blacklist the contestants, and whichever speeches they'll be giving for pathways, we can encourage them that this is a good international speech or a humorous speech, because we don't want, like, unlike previous terms, having one contestant or two contestants. So just from prior experience, just tell it. Back to you, President.
Thank you, Area Director.
Yes, we very well noted, Area Director. So herewith, we will conclude the business section and taking our as TMOD. So continuing with our art of gifting, a great gifting idea that I would like to borrow from a friend of mine is being charitable in your special one's birthday. For this special one, my friend decided to celebrate his spouse's birthday at an orphanage with a feast and gave her the opportunity to gift books, games, dresses, and several other small stuff to the kids in the orphanage. It's obviously great to have a big smile on your face during your special day, but putting up smile on many other faces is far more memorable and delightful. Now, it's time to invite our general evaluator to present his report. Please help me to welcome General Evaluator, Toastmaster Bala.
Thank you, President, for that very brief and warm introduction. Before we even get into the general evaluation, or before we even get into the intricacies of it, I think we need to give a very good round of applause to Toastmaster Binesh for the dual roles, not just the president, but also the TMOD. It's not something that is very normal. So let's be dexterous in giving him a good round of applause. Thank you, Binesh. As I stated before, the intention of having the general evaluation is to get a critical observation of all the things that happened during the meeting and those things which didn't happen, or rather should have happened. And also a note on those which can be called as constructive criticism. And there are quite a lot of sections that I will attempt to go through. There are things which I will get into the details specifically. Now, the whole thing can be broken down into, let's say, 3 areas: before the meeting, during the meeting, and upon the closing of the meeting. Before the meeting, as per the Toastmasters schedules, the room, the equipment, unfortunately, we are not in a physical meeting, but even with that, on a virtual environment, I guess it was a very warm welcome done by VPE and the president and the office bearers. So I guess it was a great, arena which was kept ready. The guests were welcomed upon arrival. The guests, I believe, were briefed about Toastmasters before, which was mentioned well by the Sergeant at Arms. So overall, it was perfect when we talk about before the meeting. Yes, the meeting was delayed a bit, around 15 minutes, due to the non-availability of the role players. So that's kind of happens once in a while. We'll take a look at it. The meeting was opened perfectly by the president and the TMOD combo. It's probably one of the rarest that can happen, but I guess it was very well handled by Toastmaster Binesh. Everyone was properly introduced, I believe, including myself, the general evaluator also was introduced, the grammarian was introduced, the timer was introduced. I guess the only thing that I have probably seen, probably it's from my experience before, the pre-Toastmasters and the current COVID Toastmasters, and of course, over the period of my previous term, is the way we flipped to the business session towards the end of the Toastmasters meeting versus what it used to be before. So as per the standard Toastmasters International, it still sticks up before we start the educational session. So I guess it's something that we can live with, but it's a very innovative approach to getting Toastmasters done. And it was very interesting today because the president and the TMOD being the same, I mean, the demarcation of who should talk about Toastmasters setup versus who should talk about how KEEN4 Toastmasters was set up. And I mean, I was really honestly looking forward to see where I can find the demarcation, and somehow I got lost, and then I realized, okay, it's the same. So that was also very well controlled and very well executed by the Toastmaster of the day. So congratulations on that. I guess with that, the overall pre and during the meeting was well taken care of. So yes, it was great. And there were a few apologies, which was well noted by VP as well as Sergeant at Arms. So that is also taken clearly. The counter was also introduced. There was some last minute changes, which does happen, as we have seen over ages, that yes, exceptions will happen, emergencies will happen. So we will have issues. And that's probably one of the things that we have always strived to improvise over time. And I believe we will become dexterous on its own. On that note, I guess I would take a look at the reports from my colleagues. Before I take the reports, may I please ask the timer to please provide us the report on the evaluations and the table topics, please.
General evaluator, I believe individual project evaluation hasn't happened yet, so I do not have the timing of those available. Okay. For the individual speakers during the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Surendran, who happened to be the first speaker, took 7 minutes 25 seconds, and Dexter Steril took 7 minutes 14 seconds.
Thank you very much, timer, for that prompt response.
Should I read out the timing for the table topics now? Or?
Yeah, please, because I'll do the evaluation separately. So please proceed with the table topics.
Okay. First speaker, Rajendran, took 3 minutes 3 seconds. Apparently, he was unable to see the screen which as a timing cuts. I believe we should keep as a standard operating procedure. If the table topics master is sharing a screen for during the table topic session, then we should ask them to pin the timer so that they will not miss the timing cards or the indications whenever it is shown. Having said that, moving on, Toastmaster Jiku took 43 seconds. Toastmaster GB took 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Kevin took 33 seconds. And finally, GTM Wilson sir took 1 minute 30 seconds. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, timer. So let's please give him a good round of applause. And since the timings are out, before I get into the evaluation, may I request everyone to please proceed with your votes for the best table topics master and the best uh, uh, project topic of your choice. I don't want to get to the evaluation into the concept because evaluation as such is something outside the box. So please go ahead and vote for the best business topic as well as the best table topic.
Participants need not vote, you know.
I'm
Table
sorry,
topic-
sir.
Participants, the table topic commentators need not vote, you know.
I mean,
It's open to all.
Some
it's
cases.
open. It's open, sir, because being a lean crowd, I mean, every vote definitely counts. So it's better if you would like to. You can ignore your own table topics if you're part of it. So that's fine.
Just for clarity, how many disqualifications do we have in table topics?
I guess just one. Are you asking me?
Yes, timer.
I guess just one, but I think we can. He was unable to see the timing screen, so partly it's not his mistake. So we can take a call on that collectively, perhaps, whether he should be disqualified or not.
If
The first
if it
speaker.
was a technical problem, then I guess we should give the benefit of the doubt to the speaker.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
please proceed.
Actually, I couldn't see the full screen. All participants are. I was not able to see, so that I could even pin that also. Probably
No problem.
because the table topic screen was shared on that. No, I don't.
No
I would
problem.
like to
No
know
problem.
whether others were able to see. Were the other commentators able to see the timing screen? I would like somebody can.
Rajendran sir, it boils down to how you set up your screen. So especially when you're making a point, it is always good to have the speaker pinned other than you, so it kind of like stays on top. But I think we should give him the benefit of doubt and keep him included.
It's okay, doesn't matter. No, but for future, I'm saying for
Yeah,
future, we should have, like you said, maybe the table topic master can either alert
It was not
or
visible.
ensure that
It was not
everybody
visible.
can see. Huh?
Okay, see, it was not visible even for others.
See, GB Alex couldn't see.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think something.
I think the timer, please take a note of it. It's a valid
Yes.
point that probably needs to be sorted out in the subsequent meetings. Moving on, may I please request Toastmaster Deepak KP to give us the evaluation for Toastmaster Surendran's speech titled Bhakta Hanuman.
Thank you and welcome once again to our Toastmasters. Today, my speaker, in particular, Surendran, was attempting actually made a very good attempt to deliver a humorous speech. As going along with the statement of the purpose of the speech, there was a lot of good humor, and it was different situations that was connected in a very well manner to present as a speech that would be really entertaining and at the same time meeting the purpose of the speech. Coming to the positive points, I would say the one main thing that someone expects from a speaker speech is how the person is going to deliver it. The there are different methods to bring about humor. So the first thing is that the title itself was very interesting and created an interest. And coming down to the subject, yes, he took a topic that has a lot of scope for humor. That is our school days when we play many pranks, teachers humiliate us or like that. So he narrated few incidents very well. His confidence level was very good. I could see he was making proper eye contacts, and he made some good physical justice also. But I think there could be on the other part a little bit more. Just there was scope for a lot of to play around on that screen space, and to utilize the space and to make more humorous gestures that could be improved upon. Apart from that, he looked very comfortable when delivering the speech. So that same vibe was, we all as the audience got the same vibe thing. So it was very well narrated, and yes, of course, the humor was the main content, which he did, I think, true justice to that. The tone and the volume of the tone was also, the tempo was correct. It was making the audience comfortable. So a few incidents that he narrated was like the misspelling of the English language and how he got the beatings from the cane. All these were some gestures he narrated that was very easily understandable and also connecting to the audience. All of us have some such experience in our school days. But one other suggestion I could give him is he could have identify the persons with some names, the teacher, the headmaster, and the students, especially so with some nicknames. Usually we have some nicknames to the teachers or the headmasters and like. So this will create some more humor, and we could easily connect if the person has an identity. So that's it. One of my suggestions. Apart from that, it was a very well narrated speech, well prepared. Thank you, and over to the tabletop evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Let's all take a moment to give a good round of applause to Toastmaster Deepak for evaluating the speech so precisely, so dexterous. And I believe Toastmaster Surendran has got enough inputs to move on to the next level. May I please request DTM, Toastmaster Wilson sir, to give us the evaluation for the speech of Terrell Thomas.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest, and my speaker, Terrell Thomas in particular. A very good evening once again. Now today my evaluation is not based on the project objectives normally we have, but this should be based on the feedback which was given by previous speech evaluator, and my responsibility is how far my speaker has incorporated those feedback in today's speech, which is in fact the speech he is delivering is with the same objective second time. So I had a chance to get receive the feedback the previous speech evaluator given to my speaker today. He passed to me. And according to that, the evaluator of the speech had given basically 4 suggestions. I am not focusing on the strong points, but the areas where the speaker is supposed to improve or correct himself. This is what the manual is looking for. The first one is posing. The evaluator, he noticed that the speaker was giving speech. We all know how strong is Terrell in terms of his language, vocabulary, and pronunciation is a very commendable position he has in language. So he used to, I have witnessed, we all have watched his speeches in club as well as in contest. His flow used to be very fast, and rightly our evaluator for the speech in the previous meeting, he commented that he used to give some pauses so that audience will enjoy or they will be more comfortable in listening his speech. That I think he has to work a little more. Though he improved, I think he has to improve a little more. Another suggestion was he was delivering a speech on rest, where he took a lot of examples. But today's speech, it was a special occasion he selected, and that was done well. There was no issue. Eye contact, there was some comment, but today I found Terrell was quite comfortable. And as I mentioned, better time control and speech delivery speed. Also, I found today it is improved. But in addition to that, I want to give some small suggestions like today's speech topic as well as the contest, there was big scope for humor. In addition to the comment or suggestions of the evaluator, I would suggest Terrell could have worked more to bring some humor, because the scenario he brought was a girl is interviewed by a prosperous groom, undiplomatic groom, where he could have brought a lot of humors. With that, I congratulate the speaker and over to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Wilson sir. Let's please give a good round of applause to DTM Wilson sir for giving such a precise evaluation. Dear timer, can you please give us the timing for both the evaluators?
Yes, General Evaluator. Both of them are within the limits, but so close. Toastmaster Deepak took 3 minutes 26 seconds, whereas Toastmaster Wilson took 3 minutes 28 seconds. So over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, timer. May I please ask all of you to please go ahead and vote for the best evaluator? Okay. Now that we have covered almost all the key evaluation points, we are reaching the final section of the evaluation, which is the post-meeting evaluation. I mean, as usual, on every meetings, we have this comment, which is quite generic. Just a few points to touch with. One is, as obviously we all know, VPE is doing his best, but still we need to have a control on the attendance of the overall meeting. The second point being the timings as to how quickly we can start and how quickly we can stop the meetings. But other than that, it was a wonderful meeting, and I wish all the office bearers all the very best and very well crafted. Before we take it to the final conclusion with regards to my evaluation, there is one specific role player who will give us quite a lot of inputs with regards to the current meeting, and that would be the grammarian. May I please ask the grammarian to provide us with the grammarian's report and also the usages.
Thank you, GE. Before I start my grammarian's report, may I ask, I can see Toastmaster GB has his hand raised. GB, would you like to make a comment?
No, it's okay. It's okay. After you will tell. No issue.
I guess you're talking about the counter, right, GB sir?
Yeah. Okay.
It's after the grammarian in my chain of events.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. With your permission, GE, I'm gonna give reports for both the grammarian as well as the listener today, because it's been a wonderful meeting. Even though we had lean participation, I could barely, take notes of all the usage of words, and with the terrific Terrell going on that speed, my writing speed couldn't match to that. Right. To begin with, let me give a report on the number of times we have used the word of the night, dexterous. KEEN4 Toastmasters are dexterous in usage of words. That I can really say. Our general evaluator tops the list with using it 5 times over the day. Our president/TMOD has used it twice. Toastmaster Surendran has used it once. Toastmaster Terrell used it once. Toastmaster Rajendran used it once. Our new guest, Mr. Jiku, has used it once, and Toastmaster Pranav has used it once. So it's incredible that all members were able to use this word, and I'm sure this would help you when you're using or when you're presenting or talking to others in the future. So I'm glad we could add a word to your vocabulary if you've already not known that. Going into the grammarian report, I'd say there was a lot of good usage of English language. There wasn't a lot of things that I could note down specifically to say that we had a bad or a inaccurate use of language. One of the things, or a few of the things that I've noted down was where Toastmaster Surendran said an amazing word, statement. These predicaments unfolded during the high school days. And that's a really good statement. Toastmasters terror, obviously, left stranded in the ocean of mediocrity. It's a really good usage of language. Toastmaster Binesh mentioned exuberant Toastmasters, an amazing usage of word. And let me go ahead and ask a few questions to see if you guys were paying attention. During the speech given by Toastmaster Surendran, he mentioned that something else was flowing through his veins other than blood during his high school days. What was that? Anyone? I'll give you it
His passion for
for
his passion or a dream or something. I think it was his passion.
Cricket.
Something connected.
cricket. Yes, you got the answer right here from our guest. He's a good listener. Cricket. Yes, cricket was running through his vein in addition to the blood. Yes. In the speech given by Toastmaster Terrell, what was the count of the girl to whom he asked, to whose sister he asked, Terrell's cousin asked if she was content being not passionate about anything? I know it's a bit too specific, but just to understand if anyone has noted that down.
Was it 26 times or something?
45.
47, I guess.
I thought it was 26.
The first girl was 22.
Second
The
was
second-
45.
Cheryl, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 78.
No, 45th was the passionless girl. 78
45. Yeah.
was
78.
the entire speech based upon.
Okay, so that's a total number of girls you have, your cousin have seen. 78.
Yes.
Well, I should say he is dexterous.
It takes utmost dexterity to keep pace with the 78
Yeah.
sightings.
Please invite him to one of our meetings.
He'll be shocked. People are familiar with him.
Currently, there is a long way to go.
Pardon?
That's all.
Another question. How many pegs did Terrell's cousin say he has on a regular basis?
6.
Six.
Well, Toastmasters not that down.
Okay, by the way, just a point of, to Vinesh. Incidentally, Old Monk was one of my favorite drinks.
You asked the wrong person that question. It seems.
Yeah.
And what was the brand? What was the brand that Terrell's cousin mentioned he drinks on a daily basis? Anyone remembers?
Saint Remy.
I think it was
Saint Remy, and that was also part of the gifting option. All right, I guess that's it from my side, and over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention to the meeting, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, grammarian and listener. I guess this is what triggers all of us to be part of Toastmastership. And at the end of the day, you get such tweakers, which kind of keeps you alive. So I guess it's a very good approach to have the listener brought in and kind of wakes us all up. Last but not least, one of the most critical evaluation steps in Toastmasters. I know it can be a bit hard on people, but the most important thing is it is the most important rule which tells us how we spoke. Grammarian tells us exactly what we spoke, and we have another evaluator who is going to tell us how we spoke. May I please ask the Accounter Toastmaster GB Alex to brief us on the Accounter's report.
General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, good evening once again. During the speech, Toastmaster Deepak, I think there was some connectivity problem. So he was a little bit nervous. So he used many ahs and oohs during his speech. And then the Surendran, during his speech, he used 3 times ahs. And during the table topic, including me, everyone used 3-4 ahs because it's not prepared speeches. So that we cannot avoid that one. And yeah, that's all. Remaining all they made on, they are very careful not to make any ahs and oohs. And that's all. So it was a very good meeting without more ahs and oohs. Over to you.
Thank you very much, GB Alexa. I think that's the beauty of being a Toastmaster, that while you evaluate others, you evaluate yourself. So that the best part of the sentence is including myself. So thank you very much. Let's give a good round of applause to all the office bearers with regards to the evaluation. And I just want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to evaluate this meeting. Overall, a very beautiful meeting, well maintained, well done, carefully built up, and special thanks to everyone to attend. And thank you all dear Toastmasters and all dear guests once again. I wish everyone a very warm good evening. Back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Binesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for a dexterous evaluation of the club meeting. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Bala. So it's time I answer an obvious question on everyone's mind, because I started the theme, what I am going to give birthday gift to my wife on her 30th, last birthday on her 30th, that's 39th birthday. So I gifted her an experience. It's well known that experiences make us far happier than materialistic things. And it indeed delighted her more than anything else when I presented her a gift card for a spa session at one of the finest places in the island. A visit to an adventure park, food tasting in various restaurants, or staying in Zalak or Hawar Island, or all other experiences that can be memorable and unique for your special ones. With that, I hope I have given you all some great ideas to find a perfect gift for your special ones on their special days. With that, I'm handing over the TMOD responsibility to President. Maybe you can give a big round of applause to me.
You deserve it. You deserve it, man. You deserve it.
All right, so we are moving to the award ceremony. So the best speaker tonight is, it's a tie, Toastmaster Surendran and Toastmaster Terrific Terrell. VP, are you going to display the certificates now, or you will send it later?
You're muted, Ranjit.
Right. You guys can see the display, right? So we've got the certificates out for both speakers.
All right, best evaluator is DTM KL Wilson Las. Sorry, DTM Wilson Kelas.
Sorry.
Best table topic speaker is also DTM Wilson Kelas. A big round of applause to all best players as well as all the participants.
And the best role player is none other than our president / TMOD, Toastmaster Dinesh Nandarajan, who presents it to himself.
Thank you. So the award ceremony that is completed. So I may request the guest for their comments. Mr. Kevin.
Yeah, the meeting was really interesting. It was very humorous, I must say. A lot of laughs. And yeah, I'm looking forward for the next meeting, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We are also looking for you to see you in the next meetings as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Jiku John.
Hi. Yes, the meeting was really amazing, and it was very nice to listen to the speeches, and I look forward to the next meeting as well. Thank you.
Thank you to Jiku. Hope to see you in next meetings as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So with this, it's time to adjourn the meeting. Before that, Toastmasters, if anyone wants to make any comments.
Today we have finished ahead of time. That's good.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
But timing is well under control.
Thank you so much.
Probably we had a time for a couple of anyway, not now. Was it intentionally avoided or joke? Because the lack of participants, I mean, role players.
Yeah,
you mean the joke session?
Almost everyone were occupied with a role. So we kind of...
Okay, that's all.
Would you like to crack one, sir, before we hit the close?
I don't think.
Okay.
Immediately, suddenly I did. What was see? Okay, it was Teachers' Day, no, the other day.
Right.
One of the students, one of the very studious students, he phoned up and asked his teacher, "Sir, I would like to gift you something on this Teachers' Day. What would you like to have?" So you know what the teacher quipped back. "Better don't tell anyone else that I was the one who taught you." Okay? So with that, okay.
All right, Toastmasters. So this meeting is adjourned now, and see you all on 20th September for our next meeting. Thank you all for once again for making it a vibrant and dexterous meeting, even though we had a very lean attendance. Thank you all once again, and good night.